from Northern Virginia as well. The irony of it. Just called in about what, Cookie, 15, 20 minutes ago. And she heard about me and the academy, and she wants to know more information. So that's what we're talking about today. Is the senior referral business right for you? This is something that we started back in 2018, my wife and I. It's a 6-figure home business that you can establish. It's amazing. Now, in this business, part-time, you have an average of $3,000 a move-in. So if you do 2 move-ins per month, you're going to make the equivalent of $72,000 for the year. There's a lot of people making a lot more money than that. But more than the money, you get to help people. Let me throw on a screen here. This is a person right here. We helped her husband about 4 or 5 months ago, thereabout. He has dementia, and she needed him in a good residential care home. And so we're able to help this lady and her husband out. And that's what this business is all about. It's about helping others. The beauty of the business model is that it does not cost this lady or any resident, their family, one dime. It doesn't cost them anything. There's no obligation. I teach you in the academy how to make your money on the back end from the communities, from the care homes. And so, but let's get into it. Let me welcome Ray. Ray, come on in, my brother. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing excellent. Thanks for having me today.
Ray is one of my newest students. Ray, when did you get the course?
I think like 2 weeks ago.
It's been 2 weeks? Okay.
Yeah.
And Ray and I have been talking for a little bit, and he's excited about it. Ray, what's got you excited about the academy?
Well, I was trying to figure out how to place people myself. So I was kind of banging my head against the wall, and I kept trying to meet somebody that had worked in a big box facility, that had worked placing people, kind of knew the lingo. And I kept meeting people that was either had a different position in assisted living or memory care. And they would tell me what they knew, but they really didn't know much about starting a placement business. So I was trying to connect the dots, and that's when I just kept Google searching it, and I found you. And then I started looking through, because I've been doing this since October. So once I started reading the modules, it was kind of putting everything into place. And I was like, yep, I was way off there. And yeah, I was on the right track here, but it would have took me a lot longer to get there.
So you started this on your own, if I understand, October of last year, and ran into some roadblocks. What were some of those roadblocks?
Well, at first I didn't even know what a placement agreement was. So I started calling up assisted living homes, and they started to say, well, do you have, this placement agreement? Why don't you bring it over? We can talk about it. And I was like, what? What's a placement agreement? So I was starting from scratch. I had no idea what I was doing, but it was a vision that I had, and since October of last year. And so I really wanted to put something together. So I kind of kept, running into walls, trying to get going. And then I realized, I need some help just, fine tuning here. So.
Man, I love and appreciate that, Ray. I tell you what, it just, the tenacity, you hear this man, it's unbelievable. He had a vision, he kept going. And I think most people in life, if I can throw some kudos your way, would say, I started something October of last year and then didn't know how to do it. So instead of quitting, giving up on his dream, he got resourceful and saying, hey, there's somebody out there. What do you think, Cookie? Jump in, Cookie. I got Cookie on the line here. So again, Cookie just called me 20 minutes ago, so we're talking to her. What do you think about that, Cookie?
That's great.
Yeah, how
But like you said, most people would have quit instead of taking the route that Ray did.
Absolutely. He got resourceful and said, this is where I need to go. And I'm glad that we're able to connect too. Not only I can able to impart to Ray and help coach him, but he's just a wonderful person. And he's the kind of person that it really takes to be successful in this industry. And what Cookie and I were talking about a few minutes ago before we went online is how that level of compassion needs to be in you for others. That's what really drives you. What do you think, Ray?
Yeah, that's true. I think when I was young, my mom worked in an assisted living home, so I would go visit her at work, and that's when I would see people and I would talk to them when I was there, and I kind of had a heart for them. And then about a year and a half ago, I started playing the guitar with my dad at assisted living homes, and before I would leave, I would talk to these people, and they started telling me all the problems and how that they
Right.
ended up in this home. They said I would have probably gone to a different home, but my daughter was getting hounded by all these salespeople, and I ended up in this home. Or my daughter liked this salesperson more so much that she put me into this home. So, I kind of got the heart for them to like, okay, well, before this happens, let me start working with people, to
Right.
get ready for this.
That's right. Let me show the audience real quick. This is another one of my students in LA. Cookie was asking me earlier how many students I have, and I told her I don't know right offhand. It's somewhere between 30 and 40, I think. I've got to go back and look at email lists. But we have students like this one here. Folly, he's an excellent individual from LA. We got him in Sacramento, so all through California, but also in Texas, Missouri, Washington, now Virginia, Arizona. We just got one a few days ago called me that's probably going to be involved in the community. He's from New Mexico. We got a lot of different people that we're helping, and we love it in times like this, especially because in this industry, there's 47 million seniors in the United States currently. They project the next 2 decades going to be over 70 million seniors in the United States. Guys, this is a great opportunity, audience out there. You can get involved in helping others. All you need is a cell phone. I'm talking to Cookie. All you need is a cell phone. I guess I'm talking to Ray too, right? We're talking to everybody out there. We all need a cell phone, some form of a computer, a laptop, one or the other, not both, just one or the other, and a desire to be successful. What do you think, Ray, about that?
I think that's right. That, from what I'm reading, the videos that I'm watching, everything's kind of making sense. And then when you're talking about the different people that you need to talk to, you're talking about the mindset that they have, like maybe somebody that needs to retain people in the home itself, or somebody that just needs to place people for that month. And so you need to speak to different people different ways, and you've kind of broken it down on, in the course, in the academy.
Man, I thank you so much for that. And I tell you what, in meeting people, there's one of the family members of a resident. We moved not too long ago, and it's just situations like this. Every photo, every video I have tells a story, and I know the exact story of this individual here. And these pictures and videos help remind me of this. Cookie and I were talking a few minutes ago about virtual tours. We started our business 2018, and we've done more business locally in 2019 than any local agency. Now I say local, not your big box companies, but your local guys. And we've done a little bit some things differently. And one of the things we did differently from 2018 up until today is we prided ourselves on virtual tours. We actually started that. Now I had no way of knowing the pandemic was going to happen and the restrictions and all that, right? But we started doing that, and we did professional virtual tours, not just a few pictures, a little bit of video. We pieced it all together, make it professional. And then when the pandemic happened, man, we were ready. A lot of your agencies were scrambling, calling communities and care homes. Hey, we need some pictures. We need some videos. And we didn't have to do that as much, because about 85% of them we had. And the other 15%, we made some phone calls and made some adjustments. And we did a little bit of editing on our end. But man, that every one of these testimonies, these pictures is just a story. So I love it, man. So thanks for that. What else spoke to you about the course, Ray?
Well, you have all the documents already written out, and I'm not going to name them out, but you have documents so that and there's also like check boxes that you've got, whether there are check boxes or that you've just laid out one point to the next point. So you realize that you need to do, say your marketing, what to do next and who to talk to next. And then you even have the 7-day plan, which is your overall, what you'd be doing all of the time, but it's broken down into 7 days. Like, I want you to do this, 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 this. So there is no guessing, or there isn't just throwing it all at a new student. It's okay, step by step. You're going to do this, and you're going to do that, and then you're going to do the next thing. So that's really helped, And I take notes, and then I actually put checkbox, or I use Microsoft OneNote, which comes with Office,
Nice.
And I put steps in there on what I'm going to do.
Good. So, Cookie, what do you think of that?
Wonderful. Now, I do have a question in that educational the modules that you have. Do you also have the communities that are in your neck of the wood?
I do not put the communities in the academy, because that's going to be different for everyone, right? Like for you up in Northern Virginia, my communities here wouldn't have any bearing to what you're doing, so I don't list them. But I tell you how to go get them. I reveal the contract you need to have, the referral agreement, and those type of things. But yeah, I don't list the communities. I mean, if somebody wanted to know the communities that I go to, I don't mind, because over time, what we do is makes us probably a little bit different than some, not all. And hopefully the agencies will do this, because what I don't like about the big box companies is they are basically lead generators, right? So they get a lead, they get somebody on the phone, they get the information, and then they disseminate that information in like 25, 30 different communities that are out there. And then all these communities just start bombarding by phone, calling people saying, we've got the best pool, we've got the best caregivers, we got the best master bedroom around, it's so big, and we got all this kind of stuff. And it's telemarketing, right? So we don't do that. We develop a relationship with these communities, and I mean relationship. Now we get the state reviews, make sure they're in good standing with the state and the LPAs, and all those boxes are being checked. You know, they're doing things correctly. But out of relationship, we are able to talk with them when we're able to now. And I've toured all these communities, but if you just got started now, you wouldn't be able to go out right away. But there's other ways to get around that, and I can tell you that. But you do that. And then also when I have residents that go to certain communities, this is a great thing to do, is you're able to get testimonies from the family, how well the residency, how the residents being taken care of from that community. And so that becomes a testimony of itself. So just like, you know, Cookie, you're on the phone listening to Ray and myself talk about it, going, man, this makes sense now. I'd like to do this. Well, imagine a family hearing from another family how great of experience they had at a certain community. They would go, wow, okay, that's something else. So, but to answer your question, Cookie, I don't provide a list because it's irrelevant to, you know, throughout the state. Now, if somebody local want to know my list, I don't care. That's cool. I'll share with that, but it wouldn't help you out a whole lot. Hey, let me show you.
Actually, what I meant was, do you help your students? I
see what you're saying. Great question. I'm sorry, Cookie. I misunderstood you. Yeah, I will through the coaching. Now, if somebody provides coaching for me, which is additional fee to the academy, I will help them do some of the kind of the behind the scenes kind of work. You know, I will help get you some referral agreements, make some connections, do some research for you. I will do some of that. Yeah, definitely. But not just through the course itself, because then I would be doing research all over the country. Yeah. But let me show the audience real quick. This is the 7-step process that I wrote. It's nothing that I got from a video or a book or a conference anywhere. You really can't see a whole lot on the screen there. A little bit. It's probably small, especially if you're looking at this with your iPhone today. But this is the process that you have to go through. And so we tell our students and we teach them all through this. And we elaborate. It's more than just what you see on the screen. Through the academy is 21 modules. So Ray, how's it going up there? I know you just got started, but what difference has the academy made for you?
Well, the main thing is because I haven't gotten out and done it, but the confidence I feel is more there, because now I know that I'm not crazy, that this is the next step or that's the next step. You know, I'm not just approaching random people and saying, can you please help me? And they're like, well, what do you want to know? You know, there's more of a process and there's more of a confidence, because now I know that, you know, I'm not crazy. This can be done. Matt's doing it. You have other students doing it. You know, you've even talked about going into other cities and showing how you have the confidence now that you could just go into any city that you feel that's a big metropolitan area and could start this, correct?
Absolutely. Ray's bringing up a great point. Cookie, you don't know this yet, and a lot of you out there don't know this, but I share with him and I've shared with my wife and a few others. I'm going to do this whenever I can figure out how to do it. So if somebody's out there in my audience can tell me how to do this and be legit, please share with me. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go somewhere for 7 days, anywhere in the country that has assisted living memory care, anywhere in the country. And I will do my 7-step process, how to get a client in 7 days. And I will get a paying client in 7 days with no connections, not knowing any communities, not knowing any social workers, not knowing any discharge planners, not knowing anybody I can network with, going ice cold, and I will get a paying client in 7 days. Guaranteed. But the thing I don't know how to reveal, because on this social media stuff, we need social proof, right? So I know it's going to happen. If I do this, Cookie, Ray, I go out there and I do this. Somebody's going, oh, well, yeah, he had somebody already living there that had some connections. And, he fabricated the move in. There was already somebody he was aware of that needed help and all that stuff. So I need to somehow solve that problem. But I know you're right, Ray. To your point, I do have the confidence because I've done it. We've helped hundreds of seniors. I know the process inside and out. That's why I love teaching people like you and Cookie and others. And I say that, Cookie, I know you haven't signed up, but I just throw you in there because you're interested. But I love teaching others because it is a business that you can do out of your house, help others at no cost, and you're able to provide a great living for your family. I mean, I don't know any better business model out there. Maybe there is. Maybe I fell in something I love and I just do it. Because we have the placement side of the business and the academy, the Senior Referral Academy. But in the next 6 to 12 months, my wife and I are going to start acquiring senior apartments. And in the next couple of years, we're going to start becoming investors with senior living communities. Ray mentioned about the expansion. We're going to LA. We're going to LA. I pretty much live close to LA right now. We're going to Vegas in about a year and a half. But we're expanding. We're not closing down California. I had a residential care home owner the other day. She heard about this. She goes, wait a minute. You're not moving, are you? I said, well, yeah, we are, but it's a 30-minute flight. We're going to keep the business here in California and in Vegas too. And then after that, about a year, Lord willing, we're going to be in Arizona as well. So it is something you can expand. You cannot do that with a franchise, guys. I'm telling you, with a franchise, I'd be limited where I can go. Can you imagine trying to start a business in Vegas? Who doesn't have a franchise of those zip codes already? It would be almost impossible to do that. So anyway, Cookie, do you have a question?
How do you compete with them? How is the competition with the franchises?
Oh, I got a prime example of that. Man, if they're listening to me, God, please forgive me. But there's two franchise people right here. Should I say the name, guys?
Sure. You don't have to.
Oh, no, okay, I won't do it. All good. There's Cookie's like, yeah, go do it. But there's two franchises here that I know the people, and I do more business than both of them. So how do I compete with them? In my market, I dominate. I don't know anyone else to say it. I'm sorry. And not only will I say that, I try to say it humbly. You can ask any care home owner around here, any community around here. They all know who Stafford Senior Solutions is and how well we do.
And so for every placement every month, they're going to have to give up some of their profit, correct?
Oh, wait. Hey, Cookie, hang on a second. What'd you say, Ray?
So every month they would have to give up, every time they place somebody, or every month they'd still have to give up some of their profit back to the
yeah. What's up with that, man? Not only
just their profit, I think it's from the gross sales.
Exactly. So not only you dropping like 50, 55, on the table, and I'm talking thousands of dollars, but then you got there's one particular one. They're pretty much the same, but they'll charge you like $800 a month, and then it escalates to the fifth year to where you're paying like $3,000 a month. So, and they assume at that point that you should be doing 7 to 10, 10 to 12 a month. And I froze for a second. I'm sorry, Cookie. What was your question though? You had a question same time Ray did.
How are you different than those two franchises that are in your area?
Great question. How am I different than the franchises? Well, when we started our business in 2018, I asked that exact same question. How can I be different than not just the franchise companies, but I'll answer your question. It goes along with that. Period. But just, competition and period. How can I be different? And the number one thing that I came up with, and there's several that I'll give you right now, is that we keep their information private, number one. Too many, not all the agencies, but too many of the agencies, especially the big box companies, do not keep their information private. We keep their information private. Number two, we would not place their mom or dad anywhere we would not place our own parents. And that's not just business jargon. That is the honest truth. And so if they don't have good reviews, I don't have a good relationship or good testimonies out of the place, and I don't have a good vibe myself, and I would not put my mom and dad there, guess what? I'm not suggesting your mom and dad go there. Number three, we negotiate for the clients. We have saved our clients thousands and thousands of dollars. And I'm saying that humbly because there's some, now not all, but there's some that we have saved anywhere from $12,000 to $18,000 a year. I got a text on my phone right now that I'm dealing with a client that's going to be moving in the next 7 days, and we are saving them $18,000 for the year. Now, sometimes it's several $100s, right? It's $500 for the year, and that's a low one, obviously, I know. And sometimes we're able to save them a couple $100s a month, whatever. It varies. I don't promise them anything, but there's a negotiation tactics and some strategy that I give. If you do it the way I teach you, you'll be able to save your clients a lot of money. And then the last one that we do, which everybody's jumping on board now with, is the virtual tours. Because when I started in 2018, nobody in my market was doing virtual tours. You know, they either were not given a tour, they were just being lazy, sitting on the couch and getting a name and number, kind of like the big box companies, and saying, hey, here's the league, you know, here's the home, go look at it, or here's the community. Or they would go and do the physical tour, which I did when we were able to. But I started taking a little bit, going down that road a little bit further and providing virtual tours. And that helped me. When did I utilize the virtual tour? I used it during my initial meeting. I used it as examples of what they're looking for. So I had so many virtual tours on my phone. Okay. Now I'm not meeting the client with my laptop and you can do it that way. I just made it's my phone. And so I would go meet with them, and we would start talking about filling out the 2-page questionnaire, which Ray knows. He got the industry documents all in the academy. And you go through that kind of thing to know exactly what they're looking for. More than likely, I had some examples on the phone. Now, I could not guarantee they were available because at that point I had not done my research. I haven't called yet. The negotiation stage was not in place, all those kind of things. So that's what makes us different. Cookie, great question. The franchises just don't do it. A lot of your local agencies will not do it, or they do a little bit of that. And the virtual tours, everybody's doing it. Like Ray sent me a link. Sorry I couldn't get to it earlier. He texted to me. You know, one of the big box companies is now doing virtual tours. Yeah, I wonder why. Yeah, you have to now, man.
You have to. I mean, if you look at the real estate industry,
yeah,
they're doing that now.
Yeah, you have to. But one thing I did a video. I do a bunch of videos on YouTube. I just uploaded one today, and I uploaded one yesterday, and I can't remember which one it was. Within the last 3 or 4 days, I did one. Part of that was when you do a virtual tour, do not just go, hey, like a lot of your real estate agents, and God bless, I love them. I got some friends that are in real estate, but a lot of your real estate tours will be, okay, here's the home. We're walking through the door. Here's the living room. Here's the dining. Here's the kitchen. There's the bedrooms, bathroom. Let's go outside. You're showing the home. Well, the difference in our industry, it should be, so if my competition is listening to this, you start doing this, it'd be most helpful to you. Don't just do it that way. You got to be able to describe the caregivers of the home, the leadership of the home, the, with the food, the activities. There's a lot more that goes on in that home than just bedrooms and bathrooms. Yeah. And so that giving a bedroom, bathroom tour is not a good tour. I mean, because I can look at, I used to be a real estate appraiser back in the day, back in my 20s. Okay. So I can look at a home and say, okay, that's a 1,900 square foot home. I can pretty much get an idea on the outside what that home looks like on the inside. Now, maybe not if it has wood floors, chair railing, all that, but I can know basically where the bedrooms are at. So just to show me bedrooms and bathrooms, I'd be like, okay, that was nice. Appreciate it. Tell me a little bit more than that. So
you want to know the amenities, the activities.
That's right. Absolutely. Ray, what else we got? Go see here. Let me show you another. This is
Ray, do you have a website?
Oh, she's asking you, Ray, do you have a website?
I've got a website, but I haven't completely set it up yet. So
yeah,
I have the domain, and it's hosted, but there's really no content there yet.
Okay.
Yep. Here's a let me show you a campaign. Go ahead.
Sorry. Do you help with that?
No, I'm not a website developer. I can point you in the direction of that.
Content.
What you can look at my website and take anything you want. Okay. So if the content helps you out that way, but I'm not a website designer. I'm one of the last people you want doing that. So you would not get your money's worth if you're looking to be looking for Matt to develop a website for you.
No. I didn't mean the technical side. I meant the content.
Yeah. Content. You can pretty much take anything from me. But let me show you a campaign I'm running right now. And I'm running this campaign. called My Mom Needs. So I'm running this campaign, some paid ads, but also I'm running a lot of free things too through social media, right? And so that's the whole point, Cookie and Ray. You want to develop your network, because as you develop your network, you can run a lot of free things. I mean, there's a lot of the internet that's free, right? I mean, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and certain, social media arms. I got thousands and thousands of followers, and then some I got a couple hundred. You know what I mean? But it's being active and engaging with your audience the best you can. I'm not the best at this, but the best you can, getting your information out. And I get a lot of leads that way. I have my phone, and I'll get a text, I'll get a phone call. I don't usually get too many emails. I will get an email on occasion, but usually it's a phone call or a text, from somebody that says, hey, tell me more about this, my mom, and then I go through the whole process. So that's one thing there. Let me see if here's another picture of a family we helped out. That's the resident in the wheelchair. And again, all these pictures and videos just bring back stories. And that's the beauty of this. It's not so much the amount of money you're going to make. You're going to make a good amount of money, but it's the families. Can you imagine going through something for the very first time? This is very traumatic for the families. Their mom fell. It's a true story. Happened just the other day. Well, this part of it just didn't happen the other day, but there's a client I'm dealing with. They'll move in a couple of weeks. She's 94 years old. She lives at home. She has Alzheimer's. Okay. And the family initially they were wondering if this was the right time. Now she's 94, Alzheimer's, and living alone. And you say that 3 times fast. 94, has Alzheimer's, living alone. And I kept hearing that same thing. And finally, it was like a very empathetic way. It was like, do you really think she should be living alone? And they all went, because they all kept saying, I'm not sure if it's the right time, because almost she wants to give up the house. She has so much stuff. She's 94 with Alzheimer's and living alone. I mean, so it just, but you have to do it from a very empathetic way. And now within probably a couple of weeks, they'll move. They're already down the road. We've done the paperwork, and we've just did a virtual tour the other day. And so that'll probably happen, but you'll get a lot of that during Christmas. You'll get a lot of people who want to hold their loved ones home, even though they might look, because during Christmas. And I've had examples now of ones that did that and held their seniors home too long, and they end up falling. And when they fell, they went to the hospital, and then they went to skilled nursing. So instead of going to a residential care home or community, right after Christmas was the family plan, they went and spent the better part of 3 months in a rehab. And so you can actually help, prevent some of that stuff. So, Ray, do you have any more questions, bro?
I don't at this time.
There's a lot, you guys. I'm telling you. Let me go ahead and end this Facebook.
Where are you, Ray? Where in Northern Virginia are you?
I'm in Woodbridge.
Okay.
How close are you to Woodbridge, Cookie?
I'm in Fairfax County, so I would say probably 30 minutes, 20 minutes. Woodbridge traffic, the traffic going down that way.
Oh, you guys be close enough to network with one another.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, Ray, thank you so much for your time, bro. We'll be in touch. And Cookie, hang on the line just for a second. Let me end my Facebook Live. But I enjoy talking with you guys, and it's such a joy to talk about the senior referral business. It's an honor to be in this business. People that know me know that I see myself more as an advocate for seniors than I do as a referral agent. And I believe that's the heart and the mindset you need to be successful in this industry, but that needs to be the absolute truth with your behavior and your mindset. So, Ray, thank you so much, sir. We'll be touching base. And if you need anything, man, my digits, holler at me.
I will do.
All right, Ray.
Take care, Matt.
See you later.
Bye-bye, Cookie.
Nice talking to you, Ray.
All right, there you go, you guys. Thank you so much for joining my Facebook Live today. Had unexpectedly Cookie on the phone. She's still here. Ray was on, one of my newest students. He got the course, I guess it was 2 weeks ago. Seems like it was just yesterday. And so he's just getting started. And it's an opportunity for you. If you want to reach out to me, see my number there on the bottom of the screen, 559-210-4152. Would love to have a conversation about this industry, not only so much what we have done, but what you can do and how you can set yourself up financially by helping others at no cost. Talk to you soon.